Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going over the Manticore Arms handguard that you see here, as well as the top cover. We'll do some shooting with it, step inside, get into some of the details, and then we'll also do a test to see if it's going to maintain zero. And other than that, we'll just talk about the features of it. But for now, we'll get back to shooting and see if we can ring that steel a little bit. We're going to test and see just how well this top cover holds zero, if it does at all. We got a target downrange at 50 yards. I'm going to go ahead and put a few rounds on there, and then take the top cover off, put it back on, and see what we find. So let's do it. So that was the right target on the bottom, as you guys just saw. Go for the left one. "50 yards with an AK pistol." Honestly, those are pretty good groups. I don't know if I could do that twice. But here's the first group, second group. Again, with an AK pistol, that's definitely within the margin of error, if you will, in terms of shooter impact on it. But so it looks like it held zero just fine. On a side note, guys, if you guys are looking for some targets to pick up, easy to see targets, they have a channel viewer discount code as well. You can see right here. So check them out if you're interested.
The forend is really a two-piece system. You can run just the lower handguard like we have here, and you can see how that looks with the gas tube installed here. Looks just fine, runs just fine. This piece itself is only $55. Now, this piece has 5 different rows of places you can mount different accessories on. So we mounted up a Arclight rail here, which is a Manticore Arms rail, but it also works with Magpul MOE rail sections, as well as the impact weapons components rail sections, the mountain slots. So we have one up here on the top, one down here a little bit lower if you want to mount your accessories lower. Also mounting points here on the bottom, and then 2 on the other sides, obviously. The forend is made of a thermoset plastic, and it is designed specifically to take and dissipate heat extremely well. There is no aluminum heat shield in there. I know some folks over on my Facebook page posted asking about that, but so far with the cooling slots as well as the material selected, it's done a very good job dissipating heat, and I've noticed no issues with it at all. Of note, it weighs 4.6 ounces for those of you guys concerned about that, and your standard wood lower piece weighs 3.8 ounces, so you're only adding a little bit of weight. Side note, when you're installing this, make sure you remove this piece of metal here. I've seen some folks post on the forums that they couldn't get this installed, and it was actually because they were leaving the metal on here attached to the receiver. So make sure you remove that before you install the Manticore forend. The top cover here is made of 6061 T6 aluminum. It is anodized, as you can see here on my sample, and it attaches to the gas tube via these 2 U-shaped brackets that are on there. Very easy. My recommendation is that you Loctite them in. That's what I did here. This one here is made for the Aimpoint T1 H1 or the primary arms microdot, which is exactly what I have on there. It works excellent. It offers, some would call it a 1/3. I'm going to call it more of a 1/4, lower 1/4 co-witness, so you can still use your iron sights with it. It does mount that low, which is obviously excellent. We do like that. And I'll show you real quick how it interfaces with the lower handguard. The key to the optics mount's ability to retain zero is really twofold. Number one, it interfaces with this little piece right here that all of you guys out there who own this handgun know about. It is kind of a beast when you first get it. It's extremely tight, but that's the little piece that's going to hold your gas tube down and secure in place. And on these Yugo M92s and M85s, they're extremely, extremely tight, which is excellent if you're trying to retain zero. The second part of it is that it actually uses the polymer lower to sort of clamp the upper end. So when you're pushing this in, you got to kind of wiggle it. That's why when you saw it there when I was pushing it in, I was kind of using a screwdriver just to pry these open a little bit just for time. You don't need to really do that, but if you're on a video, you know, you want to keep the time low, so that's what I was doing. So you really have to work them in there, and then the polymer does work to retain it side to side, and in my experience it hasn't moved yet, and this piece back here is also aiding in keeping that thing rock solid. I mean, you can, I mean, it's not moving at all. The whole gun's moving. There's no movement at all in that top piece there. So really a kind of a genius design by Manticore on that one. As it currently stands, these top pieces are only available for the Primary Arms Microdot, the Aimpoint series, as well as the Burst Fastfire 2s. So I know there are plans for others, and I believe actually a 1913 style top piece is going to be available soon, so you'll be able to really mount anything on there. But those ones are available and do offer you the lower 1/4 or lower 1/3, whatever you want to call it, co-witness options. So really, this handguard combined with maybe like one of these stocks, or if you SBR it, for instance, turns the M92 or M85 series into a formidable self-defense or maybe home defense type of weapon. It's short. It's really reliable. These PAP rifles have, this one's been 100% reliable, and they're known for being great, reliable rifles. It turns it into a pretty formidable little self-defense tool if you want to use it in that role. But all in all, the handguard feels great. It functions as promised. No heat issues, no fit issues. Not really a whole lot to complain about. If you have any questions about the forend or top piece or anything else that I talk about here in the review, you can always post below in the comments section. You can also post over at my Facebook page as always, guys. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next video.